Hi, I'm Les Kiger, here today with Blackjack so that we can share with you this Equuality Tidbit. In today's tidbit, I want to look at putting a float in the rope. Now, a float in the rope just basically means having a belly in the rope. It means that we don't have this tension on our horse all the time. In horse agility competition, the float in the rope is actually one of the criteria that competitors are judged on, because having a good float in the rope indicates a solid connection between the horse and the handler. We don't want the rope dragging on the ground because we're probably too close then, and we don't want the rope to have a whole bunch of tension in it because that means the horse is probably not confident doing what I'm asking him, and he's trying to pull away. This right here is about what we want. Just a nice gentle belly where we can lift and get a little feel on it, still keeping a little belly. And where when we come around the other way, if I move into Blackjack's space, he moves out a little bit to maintain that float in the rope himself. Now, the key to putting the float in the rope is to always take yourself back to a neutral position in between asking the horse to make a change. So if I need to ask Blackjack to move in a little bit, I'm going to put that tension on and then go back to a neutral position. So I put the float there and then I ask him to keep it. If he were to pull against it, I would just hold here until he put the float back in, and then I would go back into neutral. It's really about teaching a shared responsibility between the both of us to keep this connection, which the float represents. Again, say I need to ask him to move out a little bit more. I'll come out of neutral to do that, and then go back into neutral with the float here. He puts a little tension on it, so I just match that, and then loosen up when he softens, and that puts the float back in. This kind of a circling exercise is a great place to work on the float because you get the opportunity to go with the horse when he needs to go with you, or to ask the horse to come with you when you need to bring him back onto the circle. And the circle gives you a framework where you can do as many repetitions as you need to and play with that feel until you both understand how that shared connection works in the rope. I hope that this tidbit has helped you to understand the float in the rope, giving you some ideas from how you can start to work on that in your horsemanship practice. And if you have any feedback, questions, comments, or you want to tell me how this works with your horse, please just leave a note in the comments below. Good boy.